On December 30th on Smackdown, it's going to be a tag team match between Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn to take on Kevin Owens and John Cena. We're gonna recreate this match in WWE 2K22, see what happens, and let's discuss some predictions, some storylines, and what could happen as a result of this match at the end of the year. It was announced on Smackdown that Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns were going to team up to take on Kevin Owens and an opponent of his choosing, and that's when we found out that John Cena was going to be that opponent on December 30th. We heard the rumblings, we heard the news and everything that John Cena was going to return to SmackDown. We didn't know what it was going to be about. Now we know it's going to be very, very interesting, and here is where all those little crumbs and all the little storyline threads are really starting to come together with the Bloodline. The story of Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns, the Bloodline, all of it is getting very, very interesting, and I think we're almost going to hit that plateau as we hit WrestleMania. This is going to be a very interesting match to watch. One, it's going to be very, very huge because you have a returning John Cena for his first match out of this entire year. And as John Cena said, he had to get this one match in to not break his streak of having one WWE match every single year. The first question I guess I have for you, leave it in the comments. Do you think that Sami is going to have Roman turn on him? Do you think Sami is going to do something to cost them the match? How do you think it's going to turn out? I can see so many possibilities with this match. It's really, really awesome. It's very intriguing. You could have little moments of Sami and Kevin Owens in the ring together, having that interaction, Roman Reigns maybe just looking on, or really trying to push Sami Zayn to take on and fight Kevin Owens and finally lock up, because that's the big thing out of this Bloodline story with Kevin Owens involved. They haven't had a lot. They had the interactions at War Games. Sami picked up the win, siding with the Bloodline, turning on Kevin Owens. We've seen that, but we haven't seen them in a real confrontation in terms of like a full match. And I think the storyline, because of what happened at War Games and the finish to it, the storyline that they are presenting is almost that Roman Reigns feels he can't trust Sami because he turned on what his original blood was to come over here to the Bloodline, and he turned on Kevin Owens. Will he do the exact same thing? What's stopping him from turning on the Bloodline? I think there's going to be a lot of big moments that happen between Sami, Roman, and Kevin Owens, and you have the added John Cena in there too. I think one possible outcome is that at the end of this match, whoever ends up getting the windfall, I think it will end up being John Cena because he's making this comeback in a tag team match. Get him to go over on Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns, but Sami's got to eat the pin in that regard. If you want to do it that way, then you're gonna have to put Sami down and then maybe a post-match beatdown. You're not gonna have Roman lose. And if you don't want Roman to lose at all, Roman Reigns is gonna have to get the spear in on like Kevin Owens. And John Cena is gonna need to be taken out of the match somehow, get laid out. And then you can have Roman Reigns, whether they win or lose the match, I think you need that post-match beatdown where you're gotta have Roman Reigns handing Sami Zayn a chair or something and saying to him, take him out, end him, finish him off. I think you need that moment because that's going to be Roman testing Sami and his allegiance with the Bloodline. That moment needs to happen because we're leading up to the Royal Rumble. So the outcome of this match I think is going to be very critical to tell us what's going to happen at the Rumble itself or give us a little bit of an indicator. If Sami does go ahead and just flatlines Kevin Owens at the end of the match, beats him with the chair, all of that, well, that would just prove his alliance and allegiance to Roman Reigns. Well, that's not going to really finish the story off. That would just have Sami be trusted with the Bloodline, and then, well, everything's fine, everything's cool. They can't end it that way. It's got to be something where it's going to leave more threads to get to the Royal Rumble. And that could be that a post-match beatdown on Kevin Owens is gonna happen. They're teeing it up, they're teasing it. Sami's holding the chair or something, he's about to hit him. Maybe John Cena then swoops in and scares off the Bloodline. Takes out Roman, attitude adjustment to Sami, that kind of thing, and John Cena stands tall at the end of the year and on the end of Smackdown. You could do something like that. Then you got to get to the Royal Rumble. I think at the Rumble itself, you're going to get that Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens match one-on-one for the title. Roman Reigns is going to win that, but you got to have Bloodline involved in that somehow. John Cena, I think this is almost a one and done, but at the same time, I don't think you want to just one and done John Cena. If he's coming in, he's going to have one random match for the year. It's a great one to have, but are you going to tee anything up when it comes to WrestleMania? This is going to start the rumors of WrestleMania with John Cena. So how do you book that? What do you use him with? Do you have him involved in the Bloodline? Do you have him fight Roman at night one of WrestleMania? Do you have him fight Roman at Elimination Chamber? Like, what are you going to do with John Cena? Is he even going to be in a main event profile match? Is he going to go off with Austin Theory and go into that direction to try to get him over at WrestleMania? But as we were kind of swinging into the Royal Rumble season, we're likely to get that Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns match where Roman goes over with some shenanigans and things happening with the Bloodline, like I said. And then you have the Royal Rumble match itself. And not getting into who's necessarily going to win the Royal Rumble, because there's so much going on there with The Rock, potential Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, now John Cena is in the mix. There's a lot of options and a lot to do. But within the match itself, and Triple H running the Royal Rumble for the first time, where he has creative control, I think Triple H is going to want to tell a lot of stories in the Royal Rumble match itself. And one of, if not the biggest story that he's going to want to tell, is the Bloodline. Having them in the match, having them in the Rumble, Jimmy, Jay, Solo, Sami in the Royal Rumble. And at some point, you're going to need some maybe deception. Something's going to happen where the Bloodline is going to start to fall apart in the match. Kevin Owens is going to get maybe in the Royal Rumble itself, even if he loses to Roman earlier in the night. Kevin Owens gets in there. There's going to be a huge pop, and you can see a timeout with Sami being in the Rumble match itself. And that might be where we see the turn. The Royal Rumble match itself, maybe you have Roman come out during the Rumble and once again directing traffic and telling everybody to take on Kevin Owens and beat him up. What if through a lot of shenanigans and everything, somehow Solo gets eliminated by Sami, or the Usos do? Or maybe right then and there is where the turn happens at the Rumble, in the Royal Rumble match itself. Maybe they're all in the ring, it's the Usos, it's Kevin and Sami, and in that moment where maybe Sami gets saved by Kevin Owens, maybe then they turn around and then they just eliminate the Usos, which could then set up Sami versus Roman at Elimination Chamber, which has been rumored because it's in Montreal and that's the match they want to have. That could be the one-on-one match. And then you're going to do whatever you're going to do at WrestleMania. I think this SmackDown match is going to be very important, not only because you have John Cena showing up. I think the promo we cut was fun. It's too bad he wasn't in the arena, but I get it. So he has the pre-tape thing, but it is going to be a critical story beat for this Bloodline Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens story that they're telling to get to WrestleMania. I think it's all going to culminate there, and I think that this SmackDown that's happening on December 30th is really going to show us the direction that they're going to take for the end of the story. Tell me how you would book this match. Out comes the Royal Rumble. What do you think of everything and what's going to happen? And if you can and you enjoy videos like this, a little 2K and discussing the storylines, hit the like button, comment below, and happy holidays. See ya.